We are back at it like a crack addict. New Orleans football, interviewing the one and only Pete Carmichael. I can't believe it. I am befuddled that Pistol Pete would even show his face. I cannot wait to hear what he's got to say. The headline title of the video, Saints OC Pete Carmichael on the issues with the Saints offense and more. Ooh, I can't wait to see what the more is.
All right, fire away.
Imagine like showing up, right? Imagine like after what Pistol Pete has done to the Saints offense, after what he has done to this team and this fan base and everybody else, my blood pressure, he shows up and he knows he's about to get skewered. He's about to get just ripped apart. Look at that smile. That smile is the smile of a guy who's averaging 15 points a game.
Can you tell us, I mean, is there anything in particular, the red zone, what the issues have been that you've been able to
The red zone?
Yeah, I think
how the hell is that the first question? The red zone? Brother, we had 2 plays in the red zone last game. How about we discuss things like first down, second down, third down, fourth down, the second possession, the third possession, the 2 plays that Derek Carr was playing fullback on the first possession. Let's talk about why Chris Olave had 1 catch in the game. Let's talk about why we get away from players. Let's talk about why we're completely forgetting we have people like Taysom Hill or Michael Thomas or Rashid Shaheed. Let's talk about things like that. The red zone, shockingly, is the least of our worries because we can't get to the red zone. So I don't know how this is the first question.
Really just look at all aspects. I think I got to do a better job, and it's my responsibility, regardless of what any of the situations is. Obviously, the red zone is one of them, but there's things that, again, it's on me. I got to get those things fixed and corrected, and I got to do a better job. So 100% on me. But right now, my focus right now is on the preparation for this week.
This is why I hate that answer. I mean, whatever. You know, it is what it is. He's got to give an answer. But Pete Carmichael was under tremendous pressure after last season. Some people, spoiler, me, were saying he should have been fired last year. I have a video on this channel saying Ronald Curry should be the OC. Boom. And I'll say the same thing right now. Pete Carmichael should pack up his bags, get the hell out of there, and Ronald Curry should take over play calling and offensive coordinator duties for the rest of the season. With that being said, Pete was under a tremendous amount of pressure coming into the season. They suck. The offense is terrible. And it's because of Pete Carmichael. And it's been like that for 4 weeks. And for 4 weeks, we've been coming on here saying the offense is bad because Pete Carmichael's scheme and game planning and play calling are bad. And so then after he goes into a home divisional game in which we are a big favorite, 4.5 points whenever the game went off, by the way, and he gets blanked, the offense gets shut out besides my guy, King Blake Groupie. We get embarrassed. We scored 9 points at home. The Dome was in a depressed state. And all he's got to say is, I got to do better. You didn't think you had to do better after Green Bay? Because I do think you thought that. And if you thought I've got to do better after the Green Bay debacle, in which we didn't score, for 3 quarters, we had a special teams touchdown. And if he thought I got to do better after Green Bay, and then his doing better was us getting shut out offensively at home, what's he about to do again? Like, you can't keep saying this. You can't keep saying, I got to do better. It's on me. The responsibility's on me. Every time you get shut out, every time the offense doesn't do anything. You know, like, at some point, it's on me doesn't cut it.
Is there anything you do, I guess, specifically to eliminate the outside noise?
He whipped around. God, no, Pete whipped around. Where was this guy? Is this guy directly behind him? Watch him whip.
For this week.
Is there anything you do, I guess, specifically to eliminate the outside noise, or do you just go about your business?
Well, I think it's just the outside noise. That's part of this business. I think that it's clear that I got to do a better job, and so my focus right now is on the team and the preparation for this week.
I wonder if they're specifically talking about me. I actually thought he might say, well, you know, this YouTube phenom, fastest growing channel in the New Orleans media. I really thought Pete was going to reference it because I have been driving this ship. And it's true. And I'm glad that people are picking up steam with this. I'm glad I'm starting to see this on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and wherever else. I'm glad I'm seeing this narrative now that Pete Carmichael is a clown. Wear red shoes, paint your face, bring a red ball, put it on your nose because you are a clown. He can't do this job. He's proven that for 17 years, and he's really proven it for the last 2 years. So I'm glad he's not paying attention to the outside noise, LMAO, but he knows. He knows the pressure's on him, and he knows he's got to do a better job. Whether he's hearing it from me, I hope he's hearing it from Mickey Loomis.
Hey, Pete, when you mentioned like doing a better job, what does that actually entail?
What does doing a better job entail? A first down, a touchdown, scoring more than 15 points a game, not being the lowest scoring offense in the NFL. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 4 touchdowns on the season. We are going into week 5. Having more than 200 yards passing in a game, getting our star receiver more than 1 catch, not completely forgetting that we have people on the team. All of those things at this point, sadly, is an improvement. That's the worst part. The worst part of that is that all those things I laid out, if we scored, think about this. If we scored 24 points, which is below average in the NFL, I think it's like 24.8 or something like that. Maybe it's 28.4. Something like that is the league average, points per game. If we scored 24 points, I think Bacchus would roll down Canal Street because people would be so excited. We would have a parade if we scored 24 points.
Well, I got to put our guys in better situations. I think we got to sustain drives, and the red zone being one of the areas that I got to have better play selection and keep drives going.
Pete, what does it mean to have not only Dennis in support of you, despite the struggles they have offensively, and even Derek saying, "Hey, it's on us. It's on us players to make those plays." What does it mean to hear from you that they still have faith in what you're doing?
Yeah, I really don't. I think that's just the type of team players.
Dennis saying he has confidence in Pete is the same thing as the engineers in the Titanic saying they have confidence in the captain. Who cares? What else are they going to say? The ship is sinking. All right. If the captain of the Titanic is staring at that iceberg and he's like, man, I have a lot of faith in these engineers. Doesn't matter, partner. You got a 40-foot hole in the side of the ship. Okay. We're taking on water. All right. Leonardo DiCaprio is putting on his life vest. It is time to swim. We are in Arctic freezing waters. Okay. So Dennis Allen having confidence in Pete Carmichael is kind of funny because Dennis Allen has to realize, and if he doesn't realize, he needs to right now, that he's going down with the ship too. Like, if Pete Carmichael fails, the Saints fail. And if the Saints fail, Dennis Allen's gone pecan. He should already be gone pecan because he is 17-40 as a head coach. 17-40 as a head coach. Get these two guys out of here.
Building organization that we built around here, that everybody takes it upon themselves to get this thing turned around and corrected. So obviously their support means a lot, but again, ultimately it's my responsibility.
When you're looking at it, Pete, how close are you guys? I mean, is it just a hiccup here and there, or how close are you to?
Yeah, I think
close to what? A hiccup here and there. Are these people not? Who are these plants? Who are these people asking the questions? A hiccup here and there. Are we close? My brother in Christ, we haven't scored a touchdown in like 7 quarters. We had 2 plays in the red zone against Tampa. We get shut out for 75% of the Packers game, completely collapse in Green Bay. The Titans, we won 17-16, and we were an onside kick away from blowing another game in Carolina against Bryce Young, who might be the worst quarterback in the NFL. A hiccup, close. We aren't close to scoring mid-20s. We aren't close to scoring 2 touchdowns a game. We aren't close to any of that. Close to what? The only thing we're close to right now is the bottom of the offensive standings.
Because when we watch the film, we see that there's some opportunities out there, and so I think that but for those opportunities to happen, I gotta make sure that's all cleaned up. Again, right now, focus, preparation for this week, and energy, effort, and getting going.
Pete, you guys have been at the bottom of the league the last 2 years in the use of motion, the percentage of plays. Like, what is it about the system that maybe that's not as incorporated as much as?
Yeah.
Ooh, I can't wait for this question. That's Nick Underhill asking that question. I can't wait for this. Look at Pete's face. Pete's like, oh, whoa. Ooh, what do I say here? Because Pete can't just say, oh, it's on me. It's my responsibility. He's got to actually answer this. And he's got to answer like a kind of a schematical question here. He's asking about pre-snap motion, why the hell are we at the bottom? Why are we at the bottom? I can't wait to see what he says.
I think that's something that we can do more of, to be honest with you.
God, I hate that. It's something we can do more of. Pete, spoiler alert, you have been at the bottom of this for 2 years. I almost just cursed. I had to have some restraint there. This is a family channel. A lot of people put this on the TV as the family eats dinner and they watch it. You know, so I understand. I almost just cursed. Family channel. Pete, you're bottom in the NFL for 2 straight seasons, and he says, you know, we could probably implement some more of that. Here's the real answer. He doesn't know. He doesn't know how to implement it. He doesn't know why to implement it. He doesn't know where to implement it. He doesn't know when to implement it. He doesn't have it. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. He doesn't know pre-snap motion. I mean, it's sad that Nick asked a good question and Pete can't even give him an answer. Think about that. The offensive coordinator of an NFL team who's worked for this team for 17 years. 17 years. And he can't answer a question about why they aren't having pre-snap motion and why they're bottom of the NFL for 2 straight seasons in that category.
When you do,
I think that, maybe it gets the defense thinking a little bit more and gets maybe gives the quarterback some indications of what the coverage might be or what they might be doing defensively.
is that something that's easy to add in if you decide you want to do it?
Yeah, I think that, I mean, it's all part of our system. It's just me including it as part of it.
When you see a Belichick defense, what comes to mind?
This group is smart, instinctive, they tackle well. They're going to make you earn everything. They're obviously
This is making me want to puke.
coached, and you just see, when you're watching the film, you see a disciplined team, and again, it's a big challenge.
Pete, speaking of motion, you guys did such a creative job of getting Chris Olave the ball in a variety of different ways, especially in Week 1, but earlier this year. Why was it so hard to get him involved this particular game?
Yeah, I think that I think there was some, I don't want to say opportunities, but there were calls there for him, and then just whether the defensive structure or the coverage took us away from it. So again, 100% on me. I got to find those ways so that we can get him those opportunities.
It also feels like you guys have had more success with, I don't know if this is fair to assume it's the scripted first 15 plays.
Boom. I originated that. I think that was Mike Triple asking that. Glad to see he's watching the channel. I've been talking about that. I've been talking about, you can go video after video after video. I've been talking about the scripted plays with Pete Carmichael are the best plays because he's got, whatever it is, 6 days to do it. He's got 6 days to plan them out. So he's getting cute. A little bit of motion here, a little bit of misdirection here, some creativity here. Once the game actually begins, he completely loses it. He shells up. The motion goes away. The creativity goes away. It gets uber conservative. It's because he cannot read the game. It's because he cannot read what's happening as the game progresses. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. It sounds like a joke, but he might as well not be there. He might as well not be in the stadium or not be watching the game because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We talked about when Derek Carr was fullback and the 2 plays in the first possession. And that, to me, was the biggest example of what I'm talking about because Pete Carmichael can't process that there's a personnel issue. He can't process, Derek Carr is a sprained AC joint. We shouldn't be running this package. It's a cute package. It's a misdirection. He threw it in there. They were running that to hell or high water. That was it. I'm telling you guys, go back and watch the games, especially the Tampa game. Those first 2 possessions, we are all over the place. There's motion. Shaheed is everywhere. Taysom's in. Derek Carr's playing fullback. There's so much stuff going on. Then you watch the third and the fourth quarter. LOL. It is nothing. It is the most basic, just simple offense possible. The guy can't do it. That is such a big part of being an offensive coordinator. Or being a coach in the NFL, really, is seeing what's going on the field, adjusting, adapting, and that's another reason too why we're not scoring in the second half. Why do you think we didn't score in the second half against Green Bay? Because Green Bay went in there at halftime and adjusted, and we did not. We had 0 adjustment. That's what happens when you have a capable coach that just makes a quick adjustment. Our coaching staff's cooked.
are there like habits that it's easy to fall into when things aren't working during a game, or what has prevented finding a rhythm as the game goes on?
Yeah, I think just obviously I think our coaching staff does a great job communicating with me as to after the series and evaluating kind of what's happening and giving thoughts and suggestions. I just got to do a better job putting those together.
Can you imagine what those evaluations are like? We go 3 and out. Yeah, hey Pete, that was trash. Next possession, we go 3 and out again. Hey Pete, the evaluation came in. That possession was also trash. Next, now we run 4 plays and punt. Hey Pete, you're gonna hate this. The analysis just came in. Turns out that one was trash too. Next one, we bogged down after some ridiculous reverse flea flicker where Derek Carr is playing fullback and left tackle, and we have to punt. Hey Pete, brother, I know I sound like a broken record here, but the evaluation came in. It said that was complete trash. Like, the evaluation's got to be the easiest thing in the world.
What's been a common theme in your conversations with Doug Marrone regarding just some of the offensive line struggles?
Well, I think this. I think that I think there's improvement in that area. I just think, again, everything's about the team. We talk about all the positions, so it's not just Doug and I. It's everybody that's in there, and we talk about every position. Things that
the
we can
offensive
do
line has been better.
Help guys out.
I'll say that.
What are some of the things you feel like you guys are doing well though? Like, so well?
Listen, I think again, focus, preparation this week. I think that.
What are some of the stuff y'all are doing well? I don't know. I really don't. Obviously, the defense has been playing well, but offensively, I don't know. I mean, if we include special teams, I guess Blake Grupe's been good. He's been really good. Missed 1 kick the entire season, but the punting's been problematic. The offensive line's been bad. The play calling's been bad. The quarterback play's been bad. The scheme's been bad. The game planning, the preparation, everything, I guess. Like, I'm really not sure. So go down to the comments below. Maybe I'm wrong. Has there been something good offensively that I'm missing?
There's a lot of areas, all the areas. We got to improve in every area, so that's on me.
No, I said, what are some of the things you feel like you guys are doing well though?
Yeah.
Wow. What are some Nick drops the question, what are some of the things y'all are doing well? Pete's answer, we got to improve in a lot of areas. That's on me. Nick restates the question. No, partner, I asked, what are y'all doing well? And now Pete's got to go back and try and find an answer. God, this is hard to watch.
I think we're getting in and out of the huddle. We're communicating well. I think that Derek's doing a good job getting us into the right plays when he's presented those opportunities. I think it's just sometimes when we get a drive going, we sustain it, but we've had some longer drives that we failed in the red zone. But I think this
is brutal to watch. I mean, it's bad whenever, what are y'all doing well? And the answer is getting in and out of the huddle. He's 1 step away from saying the Wi-Fi in the stadium is pretty solid. I mean, he's close to, he might as well just say, yeah, the parking attendants and the valet is pretty smooth out front in front of the Superdome. I think, the crosswalks are pretty clean. I think the nachos taste pretty good in the concession stand. I had a couple dome dogs and they weren't too bad. Like, when you're talking about, we're getting in and out of the huddle. The turf is nice. The AC, the solid temperature in the dome. Man,
it's getting that drive started. It's something that when we have been able to do that, we've had success moving it down to the red zone, but we just haven't finished those drives.
And how often does Derek have that opportunity to get you guys in and out of things at the line of scrimmage?
I think that's part of what he likes being able to do, and so I don't know if it probably varies game to game, but it's something that I'm very comfortable letting him do.
I bet.
Even dating back to John Gruden being a part of installing the offense, back in the offseason, and all the figureheads on the offensive staff as far as game plan. Has there been any change or addition as far as the people involved in having those conversations and making that plan?
I think it's our staff that's up there, and I have confidence in every one of them. And
we'll change it.
The process hasn't
Get new
changed.
ones.
I think we installed
change
our
the
base
process.
offense throughout training camp. Obviously, there were some new ideas with Derek coming in and thoughts that he had, and then there's some people that you talk to as well. Maybe
talk to new
some
people.
Teams, but I think
study new teams.
we're doing what we feel is our base offense.
Okay, well, it's a mistake. We got a flyover going on
Wait, are we
here.
good? Okay.
The hell's going on?
Pressure, and you feel internally
Well, listen,
to
I
get
think
this turned around?
Well, obviously, I think there's a sense of urgency to get it turned around.
Yes.
We're 4 weeks in, and going back to last year, I just haven't done a good enough job. And
No,
again,
you haven't. And you
preparation
got to
for
turn
this
it around
week,
quick, or
get
you're going to
these
get
guys
fired.
going, a little energy,
You should
more
already have
juice,
been fired.
and put that as our focus.
How much time is spent each week kind of on self-scouting in terms of, this is what we kind of develop a tendency here, how do we get away from that? Because it does seem there are points where it's like, okay, they seemed like they were ready for this. How do you kind of approach that?
Yeah, I think from the personnel that we have in the building, that information comes to us, and it's obviously something you pay attention to. And obviously, we're getting ready to play a great defensive scheme, and obviously those guys they'll be paying.
What in the holy hell is this guy talking about? It's like if you ask somebody, like, if you asked a chef, and you asked a chef, like, how do you make your sandwiches? Or how do you make a steak? You would want the chef to really break it down to you, right? Could you imagine if you asked, like, Thomas Keller, hey, how do you make your steak? And he's like, well, I mean, the kitchen staff is there, and the meat it's in the fridge, and the meat is it's on a cool temperature in the fridge. The personnel there takes it out of the fridge. Full confidence in the people who take it out of the fridge to put it on the skillet, and then it heats it, and then we've got the people in the building to make the steak. It's like, whoa, man, what the hell was that? What was that? What was that? I asked you how you make your steak. Like, I wanted to hear a little bit more of the technical intricacies. I didn't want to hear, what did you even just say? Like, I get put into a trance listening to this guy talk.
Paying attention to the tendencies and stuff like that, so we try to change it up as best we can.
Just how close do you think this offense is to kind of just...
It's not close.
Just kind of moving
Who's asking these questions?
Yeah, I think I love the work that we've done this week. I think that we just got to find that game that clicks, the rhythm gets going, and I think we got the right personnel.
Is that kind of what it is that you're kind of most waiting for, is that rhythm to hit in game?
Yeah, so I think that starts with...
He's ready for the season to be over. That's what he's waiting for. He's ready for these games. He's ready for the bye week. He's ready to chill. He's ready to get away from the sideline. The rhythm to click. These people are delusional.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They're just a general confidence level, knowing that it's Alvin Kamara's second game back, and that maximize production when he's in.
Yeah, I think that obviously anytime the ball's in his hands, he has a chance to be electric. I think that I wish really we weren't explosive at all in any personnel last week with any guys, and I think that
this whole season
we got to find ways to do that. But opportunities to get the ball in his hands always creates that ability.
Was there any hindsight 2020 thinking on obviously using Adam Prentice against the goal line since it was his first carry of the season?
Well, I think that
again, that was Mike Triplett. Yeah, backed up. Dingus calls for a fullback dive. Adam Prentice backed up on their own one. That's his first carry of the season. I can guarantee you, without a shadow of a doubt, I would bet anything on this, that Pete Carmichael had absolutely no clue that was his first carry of the season. No doubt about it. I just gave myself chills thinking about that. Thinking about how Pete Carmichael was just, fullback dive. Didn't even think, like, man, this is kind of a tough spot. We're backed up against the goal line. This is Adam Prentice's first carry of the season. I don't know about this. I guarantee you it didn't cross his mind.
That's kind of been our play go-to down there coming out when you're backed up like that. And I think that, in hindsight, hey, you could question, but it's, hey, we're just trying to get off the goal line there.
He just completely validated everything I've said in the last 30 minutes. He said that's been kind of our go-to, whatever he stammered. He said that was our go-to, that's our go-to play whenever we're backed up down there in the one. AKA, he just has like a script. It's just, we're backed up against the goal line, fullback dive. No thought to it. No thought to what are they probably running. No thought to what's the game script. No thought to the momentum. No thought to the personnel package. No thought to Adam Prentice having the first carry. Straight up, as simple as we're backed up. What do we do when we're backed up? Fullback dive. That's it. And that's what I'm talking about. He cannot read the game. It's just 1st and 10. What do we do on 1st and 10? These 5 plays. We're on the goal line. What do we do? Fullback dive. Like, it's kind of crazy that everything we've said for 2 years now, he's sitting here, he doesn't even know he's doing it. He's validating all of that with his answers. I mean, this is embarrassing. This has gotten to the point now where it's actually embarrassing. It's embarrassing that this guy is the offensive coordinator and he's been cashing a check from this team for 17 years. 17 years. Learned under Sean Payton. Did all that. And this is what he has to show for it.
And if, the tighter you are or maybe the further back you are with the handoff, there's always a chance of penetration. So get it in someone's hands quick.
Find something that might have worked, in the run game in, I guess, the third quarter or something. I mean, has that been a frustration for getting this offense going that you're hoping maybe you started to tap into there for a little bit there?
I think we ran the ball a certain scheme. When we got into the second half, we had some, but again, I think part of that's also just me calling more opportunities for those guys.
Think about the answer. Running game, we get into a scheme, second half. I think it might just be more about me getting the people into, like, he's not even forming sentences. This is crazy. He's not even like trying to answer questions. He's just kind of throwing buzzword after buzzword after. They don't even connect. Like, let's hear that answer again. That was unbelievable.
We got into the second half. We had some
offense going that you're hoping maybe you started to tap into there for a little bit there.
I think we ran the ball a certain scheme.
I think we run the ball a certain scheme.
When we got into the second half, we had some.
When we got into the second half, we had some.
But again, I think part of that's also just me.
But again, part of that is just me
for those guys.
Calling more opportunities for those guys. That was unbelievable. That was unreal. That was just a mismatch of words that don't really belong together and made no sense.
Last week I think people have noted like just how many balls were behind the line of scrimmage. Derek's balls. Was that part of the plan, or was that just how?
Oh God, I hope not.
I think it's just the way the game unfolded. But again, I got to do better jobs finding ways to push the ball downfield.
The game has never unfolded like that in human history. Never has a player caught 13 passes for 33 yards. No one's even caught 10 passes for 33 yards. That's never happened. That game script has never happened in human history. So according to Pistol Pete here, we had a historic game script because never in American football history has that game script existed until now. Until Pete Carmichael, and we saw what we saw where Alvin Kamara caught 13 passes for 33 yards. First time eyeballs ever saw that happen. Ever. Think about that. Eyeballs have seen Tyrannosaurus Rexes before, but eyeballs have never seen 13 catches for 33 yards until. They've never even seen 13 catches for 50 yards. They've never seen 13 for 60. They've never seen 13 for 70. But Pistol Pete showed them 13 for 33.
There was nothing with Derek's injury that restricted you from making play.
No.
Okay.
Derek fully healthy, just like we thought.
Okay.
My God, what a interview. Whoa. I feel like I'm watching Interview with a Vampire because that just sucked the life out of me. Wow. Can you believe what we just watched? I cannot believe it. I feel sick to my stomach. I feel queasy. Whew. Ladies and gentlemen, go take a cold shower, take a glass of water, lay down, do what you got to do, eat some saltines, sip on some chicken noodle soup, do whatever you got to do to calm your stomach, calm your nerves after listening to that. Good God Almighty. But while you do that, go in the comments below. Tell me what you think about that. Tell me what you think about really any of that. I'm shocked. You're shocked, but at least we're shocked together. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate that. And I will see you in the next video.